Victor, welcome to the show. It's great to have you.
Yeah, we're talking about the NPFL top six. It's quite strange talking about some things at this particular point in time. But I think Rangers International have struck me the best. Why? Because they're showing consistency. You look at what they have done in the last couple of seasons. They won in 2024, and they have been thereabouts ever since. This season, some may have pushed them away as one of those who might be contending, but here they are in the conversation again. And the others have this way they time those runs. And this is quite something you would see amongst those who are front runners, who are contenders every season. They get to show up when it matters the most. And, it's beautiful to see Rangers in that conversation at this point in time. And they keep going on and on. Shout out to my big brother, that's Barrister Mobi, for the work he's done with his side. And of course, it's very difficult to remove them because you look at the run of games that they have and how they've been going about the games past, and you say, yes, these guys are holding forth. For Rangers United, they are still tops. But I have questions now because they have 4 away games back to back to back to back. And it's crazy talking about those run of games right there because definitely you just have to drop points on those ones. And the fatigue start to set in at this particular point of the season. It gets more difficult for them to say they want to keep up the ante. And, these are the questions we have around it. National United feel like they will drop more points this season. I don't know about Ibadan City and Abia Warriors so much, but, these are the conversations I like to have at this point of the season. But Rangers are still my favorites, given what I've seen in the last few games. And I think they can still hold forward and push Rangers United to the very last game.
Okay, the very last game, but if you look at the results from the games played for Sundays, big surprise there, and I would say it's the match that has got the highest goal margin, yes. That game between Enugu Rangers and Remo Stars caught me by surprise to see Remo Stars go down so deep. And it's looking like there's fire on the mountain for the defending champions who won the title in the 2024-2025 season. Enugu Rangers going 4-1. Victor, did you see this coming? This kind of thumping for the defending champion in the Nigeria Premier Football League, and what we can see in the bottom 6 is really, really worrying. We are seeing big teams in the bottom 6. Big teams like Enyimba, Kano Pillars, Remo Stars in the bottom 6.
Well, we saw the defeat coming, but maybe not by that margin. Remo Stars have everything to do, a lot of work to do. The Sky Blue Stars are no more shining. Instead of seeing the skies, now they are looking at muddy waters, and it's crazy how that has come to be. And it looks like there's no respite for them anywhere soon. But then, of course, you talk about Enyimba, people's elephants being trampled, at the lower rungs of the ladder, and you get to ask, how have they let themselves get this low? I mean, yes, people saw the handwriting on the wall, but they thought, okay, maybe they would finish mid-table, it's been very difficult to pick themselves up, and that's down to plenty of occurrences off the pitch for this club. And I think that maybe for Enyimba, maybe a reset by pressing that reset button going into the NNL might just help them, get things done all from the scratch again, so that they will understand the bearing and how to hold forward from there on. But then it's looking very difficult for them to pick themselves up. They're not picking points at home as they should. They're not picking points away from home. And there are more questions than answers that we have presently in front of us. Remo Stars amongst those looking like they will fall. And it remains to be seen how they end the season. They need to give their fans something now that they're back in Ikene. I also think that the likes of Kano Pillars might just scale through. I think Kano Pillars might scale through. Kwara United, away from home might get more difficult because Kwara United are playing in Abeokuta now, and they would need huge support, and it's very difficult for them to do it, in Abeokuta. And you look at the others and you start to question what they would get to throw in, from here on. But good work that we've seen by some of the teams in the NPFL this far. Good work seen by some of the teams, especially the newcomers, the likes of Barau, who don't want to just go down without, some steam right there, somewhere in the league table.
Okay, let's talk about this game we're watching right now on screen. And that's a game between Kano Pillars and Barau FC. It's looking like Kano Pillars has got one man, the savior on the pitch of play, and that is the chairman of the team, the person of Ahmed Musa. So if he's not in the game, it seems Kano Pillars will be in that shallow waters, battling relegation at the point. But he still becomes the saving grace for Kano Pillars at every match day. One goal, and that was enough for them against Barau FC in that encounter. 1-0 it ended, with Ahmed Musa being the man on the score sheets. Victor?
Well, the governor is always there to deliver the goods, whether on the pitch or off of it. I remember when they came to Ibadan, and I was on commentary duty. It was him who provided for Mustafa Jibril, and now Mustafa returned the favor. And it's just a tale of how it's been. It's routine work for them. From set piece to scoring, and it looks like they understand what they can do. Both of them playing on either flank, and for Kano Pillars being able to win the Derby de la Kano, or is it the Kano Derby 75 times, it's beautiful, because in recent times we say Barau have been so strong and they have been delivering the on the pitch. And kudos to the likes of Mr. Adokiye Amiesimaka, who's been pulling the strings right there. Iyowuna Douglas and the players have been showing quality stuff in recent weeks. But then, of course, Kano Pillars were too much for the visiting side. Let's use that in quote anyways. But I think it will be interesting to see. Kano Pillars do not want to relegate. And yes, they have suffered their sanctions, they have done all that, and they are looking like they are getting better. Look at the crowd who came in for this derby.
Even the goal scored by Ahmed Musa was really, it's a sterner. I would call it a sterner there. That's a beautiful one at his age. Really great. Yeah. I think experience is really counting there.
Yeah, great quality in there. And it looks like they have learned more of their lessons now, given what we've seen in that game.
But it's also exciting to see the stands. The stands really giving me chills, because when you look at every single thing that has happened, one would have thought that after the fine by the Nigeria Premier Football League on Kano Pillars, 9.5 million naira for their crowd violence, you can still see the stands occupied by fans, passionate fans who are ready to watch football there. It's a great thing, but when we talk about taking games to the north just because of the fan base, we talk about the violence, we consider the violence. But in spite of the violence and all that is happening, fans are still trickling into the stadium to watch matches. Victor, something fascinating.
Well, if you've gone to any northern side before, you know that people do love football over there. Even in Kwara State, I served somewhere in Kwara State, and the way in which people troop to come watch even grassroots football is beautiful to see. Really, yes, we want them to do away with the violence and everything, but it comes with education, it comes to a lot of things out there, and it's one of the things that I think Ahmed Musa have been able to instill in them at this point in time, because you remember they had those episodes, and now that they have learned some of their lessons and they have actually obeyed the voice of the governor, it tells that they now understand better how the beautiful game should be. It now tells that, okay, these are chances for us to actually show that we have quality in football, not that we have to, go out there violently and do something. And there's still a space for continual when it comes to education of the fans, telling them this is what to do, this is what we should stay away from. And if you see anyone doing this and that, let's tell them the right things to do. And then if we need to report, let's report. And, the club is also showing that they have, put up a lot of measures in place to ensure that there's no repeat of that ugly incident that happened against Shooting Stars some while back.
Indeed. All right. Thank you so much, Victor, for your thoughts today. Of course, we'll continue conversations around the Nigeria Premier Football League with you. Interesting times ahead. Looking also at what is happening on the top 6 and the bottom 6 of the Nigeria Premier Football League. We appreciate the conversation with you. Have a lovely one.